Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the real Cut My Music Wrestling. It's your boy, the Black Patriot, once again, bringing you the dopest wrestling content on the net because wrestling is my number one priority and wrestling is my number one passion. Now that the introduction is out of the way, remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. It's a small thing to you, but for me, it means the world, and it means the world to the channel. Hitting that like button, let the algorithm know that you did indeed enjoy the content that you just saw, and it's going to put me in rotation. It's going to keep me in rotation, and I can reach other like-minded individuals that enjoy this crazy sport called professional wrestling. And hopping right into my review of SmackDown, this is another mid-show. It was not the drizzling poo like the other shows that been going on, but this one was not great, but it was better than the last 2 weeks. So if this is what we can expect from WWE, just like I said about that one good Raw, this is a step in the right direction. I hope they're able to keep it up. It wasn't boring. I didn't want to leave. I didn't fall asleep like I fell asleep on the PLE. It was quick, like not much happened. Not too many backstage segments. You had Cena back there when he wanted to request out Nick Aldis to fight. You had Nick Aldis confronting Cena back there. I mean, confronting R-Truth back there. You had Julia. You had, I'm sorry, got daggone, the United States champion wanted Julia, Zelina Vega. Good Lord. Zelina Vega went to Nick Aldis for a match with Julia because she's mad about what Julia did to her last week. But mainly the matches dominated the show. There was King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring qualifying matches. And outside of John Cena, the show pretty much focused on the matches. So they were doing work rate this week, and the matches were okay. None of them were great. I mean, I guess I don't, like I said, I don't expect greatness from WWE anymore. I'm going to take what I can get. If it's not putting me to sleep, I guess I'll accept it. It's something for me to review and something for me to give to the channel. And that's how it's got to be right now. Maybe leading into the latter part of the year, like they're going into what? King of the Ring, Night of Champions. The King of the Ring tournament probably going to conclude during Night of Champions. The final matches will probably be at the PLE, and SummerSlam will be the title matches. So hopefully they can pick up. Hopefully something happens. Right now, nothing really happened on the show. You'll see what I'm talking about. So the show opens up with Cena in the ring. Cena is out there. He's doing his promo like his heel, like he's an evil Dr. Doom. I don't know. He's giving out his master plan. Like he's always one step ahead. So he said he actually announced his retirement early so he could have 6 months to scout the competition. He used that time to come up with his plan to ruin wrestling, which is nothing but him threatening to take the title home. Like, even if that was a thing, even if Cena could take the belt, because we know he wouldn't, WWE would just bring it back a new belt and it would be the WWE title. So him ruining wrestling is a repetitive storyline that doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. He asked for he announced his retirement so he had 6 months to scout. He got into the Elimination Chamber because he knew he could, because he has seniority. He knew that Cody would be distracted, and he also knows that Seth Rollins will not cash in on him, because if he succeeds and he leaves with the world title, then when Seth Rollins eventually cash in on Gunther, he knows he will be the only champion. That's John Cena's plan. Like, and then and let's just say this plan is unhypothetical, it will really play out this way, then we will have a second-rate title, because the World Heavyweight title is second-rate. We all know it. Everybody know it. It's not even the original World Heavyweight title that Triple H had, or it's not even the WCW title that's tied to a WCW lineage. And it's not even the Universal title. So this is a third, fourth rate title for real. So if John Cena could leave the company and WWE could not do anything about it, and the only title we had left is that World Heavyweight title. I can see why that would be an issue, but that's not a case. But that's what it is according to Cena. Then Cody comes out, and Cody is just, he has really nothing to say. And it's utter nonsense. I don't even remember what Cody was talking about. Randy Orton comes out, and Randy Orton tells Cena, I had you beat. I was about to kick your head off your shoulders until somebody interfered. So, but Randy Orton wants a title match. Cody wants a title match. And then the promo is pretty boring until LA Knight comes out. And it's very brief. He comes down loud. He's talking. He's the only one that's cutting a really good promo. He doesn't say much. He calls Cena a bald bitch or something. And the crowd is popping for that. But LA Knight shows that he always has charisma. The fans want to believe in LA Knight. Everybody want to believe in LA Knight, but WWE must obviously want us to forget about LA Knight. They do everything in their power to not make LA Knight look like what he says he is. Like, he had one good line when he was coming down the aisle, and he said something along the lines, and the one thing I know y'all don't want is for me to walk into that ring. It sounds good coming out his mouth, but WWE does not book him as that guy. He should be that guy. All right. So this is all leading up to all three of these men will be in qualifying matches later. LA Knight and Randy Orton is actually in the same qualifying match. Cody Rhodes is going to be in the main event, obviously, because Cody is going to win this. But that's neither here nor there yet, yo. The first match of the card is LA Knight versus Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes versus Aleister Black. Oh, actually, I got ahead of myself because the promo was so bad. I got ahead of myself. Cena, after LA Knight said what he said to him, Cena attempted to leave. He was like, I'm out. The hell with this. He attempted to leave, and then this is when the promo also got excited because we didn't expect this, because then R-Truth came out and attacked Cena. So that's that. And then we get to the first match. LA Knight versus Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes versus Aleister Black. And this is why I say the show is mid. Like, I would have to give it a C. It's be SmackDown's first C. Because these matches don't mean anything. And they're qualifying matches for King of the Ring. But they don't mean anything when it's obvious who the winner is going to be. You know Carmelo Hayes isn't winning. So think about this. These supposed to be, whoever is winning in these tournaments, the outcome is they get a world title shot. So think about that for a minute. Can you see Carmelo Hayes versus any world champion? Or even winning? You know you don't. So you already know Carmelo Hayes isn't winning this match. You already know Aleister Black is not going to win. So it only leaves two possible candidates, LA Knight and Randy Orton. And with the track record that LA Knight has been having in WWE, you can say it won't be him either. He's like a small possibility holdout candidate. We hope LA Knight happens, but hope is running out, yo. Hope is running out. So obviously, the only person that could possibly win this match is Randy Orton. All right? And you already knew he was going to win. So everything that takes place in the match is just, I just can't with it. Because this is so transparent. It's such cookie cutter booking. It is so bad. It's even worse than Raw because they're not even trying. Not even trying. Carmelo Hayes never wins. Aleister Black does not win. They are jobbers. 100%. Truly, fully, utterly jobbers, yo. And you know this. So LA Knight is a main event mid-card jobber. He never wins the big one, even though he should. Okay? LA Knight should be the guy. He's doing everything in his power to position himself in that way. The company is just ignoring him. So that's why I said he's a main event jobber. He will lose to the WWE champion every time. He will lose to the guy that they're pushing every time. You don't believe me. He's the one that got attacked by JC Mateo and beat up at Backlash and pinned by Jacob. JC Mateo beat him in his first match in WWE. He got beat up by Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins was on the way up to get the title. He got beat up by Seth, and Randy Orton pinned him in this match. Okay, so WWE is clearly burying LA Knight. They're trying to bury him, but the fans won't stop cheering for him because he's doing everything right. So, and like I said, and LA Knight retaliated on Raw because they attacked him. So LA Knight attacked Braun Breaker on Raw, cost him his qualifying match. So tonight, Braun Breaker comes out, spears him. Braun Breaker distracts him, get the spear, and Carmelo Hayes tried to capitalize, but while he was doing his shooting star press, Randy Orton caught him with an RKO. So Randy Orton still pinned LA Knight though. Like, come on. WWE is trying to make this guy look bad, but that's how it is though. Randy Orton wins. We knew he was going to win. Let's move forward. Next, we get Jacob Fatu in the ring, and Jacob Fatu does what he always do, all breaks, all gas, no brakes, yada I mean. He cuts the same exact promo that he always cuts. I like this guy. I think he's cool. I think he's got a lot of potential, and I think he can talk on the mic. Clearly, he talks with some conviction, and the crowd likes him. But I'm saying, man, like, does he have anything else to say? Is he gonna say yada I mean and Fatu all the time? Like, come on, man, come on. Solo interrupts this promo, and then it gets a little interesting with Solo because he's in the back looking like a mafia don, sitting there at the table with JC Mateo looking like the help in the back. But he says, I brought you into this company. I got you exposure. I brought you into the family. I presented all this stuff to you, and this how you treat me. But you know what, Jacob? I'm willing to take you back. I'm willing to do that for you. And he said, I put food on your table and money in your pocket. And I'm willing to bring you back into the fold. All I want to hear is 4 words. I love you, Solo. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Moving Jacob away from moving Jacob Fatu away from Solo, making Solo look weaker because he don't have any enforcers anymore. Unless Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga are coming back soon, he does not have any enforcers. He has JC Mateo, so it's just 2 of them. So are we finally, after 5 or 6 years, seeing the end of the bloodline? The last strand of bloodline was Solo, just JC Mateo, and Jacob Fatu. And that's just 3 individuals, but those 3 individuals can be very intimidating. Like, you have Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo, and there's this group full of big Samoans. But without that Jacob factor, they lose some of their strength. I would like to see Solo actually use this gimmick. He looks like a mafia boss. I would like to see him have some kind of success as a head of a faction, but he doesn't have any henchmen. He just got JC Mateo. It's just him and JC Mateo, man. So I could see this playing out to SummerSlam, and somehow Solo is going to get the United States Championship from Jacob. But that's where we at right now. And then we're going to have Jade Cargill versus Piper Niven versus Nia Jax versus Mi Chen. And like I said, I'm going to break this down the same way I broke down the men's match. You know good and doggone well that the only 2 people that could possibly have won this match is Jade and Nia Jax. And then when you look at it, what's been going on in WWE, of those 2, Obviously, it was going to be Jade Cargill that was going to win this match. Because Nia is a transitional champion. She'll get the belt here and there until they put it on the person they want it to be. She had a title run. She was clearly just holding that belt for Tiffany, and Tiffany cashed in on her like we all knew she would. So obviously, Naomi has the money in the bank. She's been in a rivalry, a feud with Jade. Jade is going to win this match. Michin and Piper Niven never win, and we all know this. You cannot sit up here and say to yourself that WWE is not booking jobbers, because we know what's going to happen. If Michin or Piper Niven in a match, I know they're not winning. So by process of elimination, it only leaves Nia Jackson, Jade Cargill's a fatal four-way. You know Michin and Piper Niven is not going to win. You know Nia Jackson's a transitional champion and not really the person that they want to carry the belt. So then that excludes her. And you know Jade is going to win this match. And she did. And the match was mediocre. Only a couple of things it even stood out. When Piper Niven put Nia Jax through the barricade, that's a spot that we've seen so many times. Fat people, big people, muscular people always sparing somebody or putting themselves through the barricade. I don't care about that, man. So Jade Cargill won. We knew she would, but I'll give them credit because I think this is the right call to have Jade Cargill win. If anything, I would have her actually win the title, and that would be who Naomi cashes in on to add, fire to their rivalry and salt to wounds. I would have Jade Cargill legitimately win the title, and then Naomi cash in on her. So I'll give credit where credit is due. They did the right thing by having Jade win. And it was also, I noticed that, all the heavy hitters were in this match, so to speak. Nia Jax, Piper Niven, and Jade, they all big girls. I already knew this was going to be a long night for poor Michin, and I already knew Michin wasn't going to win, man. And I've said this before in other videos, I like Michin. I wish WWE would give her something to do. If she's not going to win the world title, she should circle back around to the United States title scene, because it can't just be Chelsea Green or Zelina Vega. So they're trying to put Julia into it. You need to put Michin into it as well, because if they're not doing anything, if they're not going to win the world in one of the women's world titles, then they should be in this mid-card title mix, yo. So yes, that is what I was gonna get in that. And then the next segment is Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. And this is a long simmering rivalry that's been going on passive aggressively, because they've had very little contact. But as Naomi was saying, every time when Nia Jax was champion, every time Naomi could have beaten her, Tiffany Stratton was always there to interfere and save Nia Jax. So I agree with Naomi saying, and Tiffany going to come out, because obviously she's going to come out. I like that. She always confront any chick that bring her name up. She's a champion. She's going to come out. And she challenged Naomi to cash in her title right here, right now. And Naomi was like, I'm not going to do that. Do I look like boo-boo the fool to you? Do I look dumb? Somebody in the audience tried to give her the little what treatment, and she was like, bitch, you heard me. So I was like, oh, damn, Naomi, get some edge to her, I guess. All right, whatever, I'll take it. It was hilarious. But Naomi is right. Why would I cash in now while you're standing right here and you're ready for me? Naomi said, I'm going to enjoy making your life a living hell, making you miserable. Because think about this. Naomi playing it her way, the way she's going to do it. Tiffany Stratton is going to be always looking over her shoulder now. Everywhere she go, every time she enters the arena, she got to worry about Naomi lurking somewhere trying to take the title away from her. So Naomi is playing it smart. But you remember that Nia Jax. So Nia Jax comes out right at the end of this promo, as Naomi is leaving, and blast this Tiffany, yo. Tiffany tries to fight back. She does end up drop kicking Nia Jax, but Nia Jax is unstoppable. Probably because she pissed because she got put through the barricade earlier. She ended up muscling Tiffany around, muscling her into the corner, and end up hitting her with the Annihilator. Naomi looks like she's about to get in the ring and cash in, but Nia Jax doesn't let her cash in. She told her, no, get your ass out the ring. You not right now. And she said, she's mine. So this is going to probably be Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton at Night of Champions. And Tiffany Stratton will win. And I think she'll hold it till SummerSlam, and that's probably when Naomi will cash in. And she'll probably end up fighting Jade at SummerSlam. Possibly. If they go that route. Knowing WWE, it'll be Alexa, but we gonna see. I still think Nia Jax has more than just a transitional championship in her. Even though that's what they use her as, there is more to Nia than that. She's like the female, I don't know, Andre the Giant. Like, she's an unmovable object. She truly could beat any woman in there one-on-one. Any woman. So, next, you get the Wyatt Six versus the Motor City Machine Guns. And I've been saying, if I said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I don't care about this match. The fans in attendance didn't care about this match. It was boring. It is what it is. You know why it was boring? Because we can't get into either team. The Wyatt Six are jobbers. All of them. Nikki Cross, it has been the most relevant one out of all of them. Of all them people in the group, Nikki Cross is the only world champion. She was better served as Nikki ASH. As Sister Abigail, she's simply not doing anything because nobody cares about this group because they're not being promoted correctly, and what they're doing does not matter. So they can beat up all the jobber teams they want. WWE does not put any care, thought, or effort into their tag team division, so I'm not going to put any care or thought into watching this crap. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to cover it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to just move right along. John Cena comes back to the ring because he's mad about what happened to him earlier. He got into it with Nick Aldis backstage. Obviously, he wants R-Truth. He wants a match with R-Truth. He calls R-Truth out. He heads to the ring. He calls R-Truth out. He says there's only so much disrespect that I can take. You know, there's a certain level of disrespect that I'm gonna have to deal with, and you know, R-Truth, he crossed the line tonight. He's like, bruh, he calls him out. He's like, get out here right now. But instead, it's called the personality hits, and out come CM Punk. CM Punk comes out to the ring, and he basically cuts a good promo, but a promo that we've probably heard before along the lines. He's trying to flip it like down as the role reverse. John Cena is the heel, he's the hero. John Cena sees he's corporate PG Punk, while Cena is the edgy outlaw heel, but it ain't coming across like that. You can spin it all you want, but it ain't coming across like that, man. And while I did enjoy this promo, Cena didn't have a rebuttal. So it was really just CM Punk talking the whole time and John Cena just standing there. It would have been much better served like a debate style or argument, I don't know. But Cena didn't say anything. Punk had a bunch of things, a couple of points. None of his points were key, but you know, the role reversal, how he's the corporate man now and Cena is the rebel, how he comes out and he's like, he says, Cena, you stealing all my best work. You stealing all my best lines. And yeah and nay. You can see it like that. Like with elementary booking, WWE wants you to see it like that. But it's not. even back then, because one, CM Punk wasn't trying to destroy wrestling. He was actually even then trying to save wrestling because he knew what it was going to become even then. So no, and Cena isn't destroying wrestling, and him leaving is not going to destroy wrestling. What's going to destroy wrestling is more of these lousy shows, more of this terrible booking, more of these horrible, uncreative storylines. That is what's going to kill wrestling. Triple H is going to kill wrestling. We don't have to worry about John Cena doing it. They're doing it right now, yo. So CM Punk leaves, and one of his last lines is, the truth hurts. And John Cena's just looking in the ring befuddled. And then R-Truth comes out again, puts him in the STFU, holds him in it for a while until WWE officials can separate him. Cena scampers away, but this is where he goes backstage and gets mad at, Nick Aldis. So there is going to be a match next week on SmackDown. John Cena versus R-Truth. And I suspect that John Cena is going to win. I'm sure. And if he just squashed him at a pay-per-view, so come on, man. Never nonsensical waste of John Cena's one of John Cena's days. Well, that's going to be his 16th appearance. All right. We're getting close to the end, guys. The last time is now. Next is the women's qualifying matches. Queen of the Ring matches. Alexa versus Charlotte versus Candice versus Alba Fire. Come on, man. Process elimination once again. Candice LeRae and Alba Fire never win. So they could have just made this be a one-on-one match between Alexa and Charlotte. Because the outcome of the match is foregone. Only two people could have possibly have won this match. Only Alexa and Charlotte was going to come out of this the victor. This is the stuff that make these matches hard to watch because they are so transparent. It's so boring. It's so hastily thrown together. Like if you're going to have Alba Fire and Candice LeRae in a match, or even Piper Niven and Michin, then they have to win every now and then. So they can look credible standing next to these other women. They need to win matches every now and then. So we can't just look at the match and be like, oh yeah, definitely Charlotte's going to win this. Oh, definitely. Alexa's definitely going to win this. Like, this match was always going to be Alexa. They're doing something with Charlotte where she's losing. So I don't know if she's going to have a downward spiral as the queen, like I'm the queen, but I can't win anything. But this has been happening since she lost to Tiffany at WrestleMania. So I'm not saying she's on a decline. I think this is a storyline, but I think Charlotte is about to go into a downward spiral. So I came into this feeling like Alexa Bliss was going to win, and I was certain she was going to win, and she did. And they did it dumbly, like they had Charlotte tap someone out at the same time as Alexa Bliss pinned someone, but Alexa Bliss got her pinfall first, and the match was nothing. If I was almost fell asleep, this would have been the one, because I was just like, you give me a Queen of the Ring qualifying match with 4 competitors, and 2 of the 4 competitors never win, ever. So nope, not interested. Next is the main event, and it's Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest versus Andrade. And to nobody's surprise, skipping right to the end, Cody Rhodes wins this match as predicted. Like I said, and like I've said in other videos, he will probably be the one that wins this whole entire King of the Ring tournament, because he is the former world champion. He's that guy right now. He's the one that WWE wants. We know it. Will he possibly? Some people were saying he might lose to Sammy, but I don't know, man. Sammy just is not. Come on, man. Come on. Be real, young. Just like I've been saying throughout this night, WWE has been putting their superstar in the ring with a collection of jobbers. You know Shinsuke isn't going to win. You know Andrade isn't going to win because they are 1,000% truly and utterly jobbers. So the only possible people that could win is Cody and Damian Priest. Damian Priest is a jobber as well, but he does win matches every now and again against other people that they're jobbing out, like Drew McIntyre, who turned into a jobber this year because all he could do is lose and complain. So Damian Priest will win, but he'll beat other BC players like himself. So when you compare Damian Priest to Cody, come on, Cody is going to win. Hands down. Cody advances, Cody wins. That is the end of the show, guys. And it's also coming to the end of my review. So, if WWE is going to keep giving us mediocre, borderline bad content, what more can I say? What more can we do as fans of pro wrestling? The only thing we can do is critique it. The only thing we can do is speak out about it. Just like R-Truth said on Raw, your voice matters. You saw what happened. No, WWE, that was not a storyline. They did release R-Truth. They saw the fan reaction. They saw the backlash, and they backtracked. If you like this garbage and you don't say nothing, WWE will not correct course and they will keep putting out garbage. We have to speak up. We have to say something. You have to use your voice. And I will be here, the Black Patriot. I will always be here, and I will be the voice. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use mine. I'm going to bring you content, but I am also going to be truthful, honest, and unbiased. I'm going to say if it's good, I'm going to say it's good. If it's bad, I'm going to tell you it's bad. If it's worth your time, I'm going to be like, man, it was amazing. You need to see it. If it's trash, I'm going to tell you it's garbage, and I'm going to sit through it so you don't have to, because I'm a nice guy like that. Remember, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. This is The Real Cut My Music Wrestling with the Black Patriot. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Be safe.